We saw 1.27, that is the word designated to Ishwar is Pranav. Because if we just say Ishwar and we don't know how he looks or what he is, it is very difficult for us to understand such concepts where we cannot define it properly or we cannot see it or we don't understand if there is there. So the name that was given to Ishwar was Pranav, or we can say Om, because we know this also that everything was created from Om, and whatever is there in this universe, each and everything, living or non-living, has Om in it. Then 1.28, Taj Tad Japa Tad Artha Bhavanam. That means Jap Tad Artha Tad Japa Bhavanam. The repetition of this Om, when we keep on chanting, जब हम जप करते रहते हैं प्रणव का, ओम का, and when we meditate on its meaning also, the repetition of this Om, Pranav, and meditating on its meaning is a way to achieve Ishwar, or it is a way to Ishwar. Now here two things are very important. That here they are saying that Tad Japa, that means we have to do the jap. So we have to chant. It could be jap, that is loud, or a jap, that is we say it in our mind silently. So that is necessary. But along with that, here Patanjali Rishi has said tad artha bhavanam. That means when you are doing that jap, then you need to know the meaning of it. Artha bhavanam. You need to know the bhav behind it, the emotions, the feelings, the meaning of it. Otherwise, it is not complete. So whenever you are doing the job, just doing the job is not enough. When you are doing it, when you are chanting it, do it with the with complete emotions, or by knowing the meaning. Because if you don't know the meaning and if you're just chanting it, then you will not get the result. Then Patanjali Rishi is further saying, telling us now what is Ishwar, how is he, that Patanjali has told us. Now Patanjali is saying that what is the result of Ishwar Pranidhan. So if we do this job and everything, what is the result? What is the result of Ishwar Pranidhan? So if we practice Ishwar Pranidhan, then we are able to destroy the antarayas, or the obstacles that come in the path of our practice or yoga or our growth. So whenever we know that whenever we are practicing or doing, even when we are appearing for the NET exam, now you are studying, you are attending the classes, there is some other thing, you will come across a lot of obstacles. For example, now you're sitting at your home and you're listening to this lecture. So it could be that there is something going on in the house. There's a phone call, or there's someone has come on the door and they're ringing the bell, or someone is calling you because they need you for something. So these are also obstacles in the way of your growth, that is the way of your studies. Similarly, when we are practicing yoga or dhyan or Ishwar Pranidhan, no matter what you're doing, there are going to be obstacles. So here, Patanjali Rishi is telling us about the different obstacles in the way of Ishwar Pranidhan. Now, from point of view, you have to remember that these obstacles are called as antaraya also. And there are different names given for this, which I have mentioned later on. So, what are these antaraya? Tatah pratyaka chetanadhigamopya antaraya bhavasya. That means from that comes realization of the individual self. So when we practice Ishwar Pranidhan, when we practice japa with its meaning and everything, when we chant Om, what happens? We realize we gain the knowledge, vivek gyan prapt hota hai, realization of the self and destruction of obstacles. So we come to know the truth, we attain viveka gyan, we know who we really are, and at the same time, whatever obstacles are coming in your path, in the progress of your nirbija samadhi, or your meditation, or your samadhi, or your spiritual growth, those obstacles are destroyed if you practice Ishwar Pranidhan. So Maharshi says that if Om is chanted with complete surrender and keeping the meaning of what it represents in the mind, if we know the meaning also in the mind, then the meditator not only realizes the individual self, but is relieved of facing any problems on the path of yoga. So he's free from all the obstacles from the path of yoga. Now, Patanjali is talking, Rishi is talking about obstacles, but what are those obstacles? That is discussed in the further shloka. So, which are those obstacles? Now, these obstacles are also known as yogamal. Yogamal or yoga pratipaksha or yoga antaray. So, from exam point of view, they can ask you what are the yogamal or select the correct yogamal or yoga pratipaksha or yoga antaray. It is one and the same. So you have to remember the different names of antaray or obstacles. Yogamal, Yog Pratipaksha and Yog Antaray. It is one and the same. Which are those antaray? Vyadhi sthana samshaya pramada alasya avirati Bhranti darshana labdha bhumikatva anavasthitvani chitta vikshepaste antaraya. So how many antaraya are there? There are 9 antaraya in all. Which are they? Let's look at them one by one. First, vyadhi. Now, vyadhi means any disease that we have or health issue. Now, vyadhi here means on a physical level. This vyadhi or disease, we are talking only about the issues or the health issues that are on physical level. It could be due to the imbalance of tridoshas, Vat, Pitta, Kapha, or due to the improper digestion or improper intake of food. If you don't follow the food that has been told in the scriptures. So, because of that, whatever health issue, physical health issue, the disease that a person might experience, that is here is called as vyadhi. So vyadhi is on physical level here. Then is sthana. Sthana is mental laziness, or you can say incompetence. So mental laziness means what? We know that if I go for a walk or if I practice yoga, it is good for me. But I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it today. It is just that even though you know that it is good for you, you still don't do it. That is sthana, mental laziness. Then is samshaya. Samshaya means again and again, even in Bhagavad Gita, Patanjali Yoga Sutra, in Grantha, we have been told that whatever we are doing, we should have shraddha in it. We should have faith in it. For example, if you're giving the NET exam or you're studying for NET exam, so you believe somewhere that yes, I'm going to clear this exam. Whenever in December or Jan, whenever I appear for the exam, I'm going to clear it. So that is your shraddha, that is your faith. But at times, okay, there are some people who doubt themselves. I don't know if I'll clear or no. So that is samshaya. If we doubt, when we doubt our own ability, and we are not sure if we will be able to achieve our goal or aim, that doubt is called as samshaya. And that is an obstacle. See, if you doubt yourself, of course it is an obstacle. You need to be confident. When you're confident that yes, I can clear, you will give your 100%. You will have a positive mindset when you're studying or listening to the lectures or when you're taking out notes. But if you're doubtful, you will listen to the lecture for some time and then you will think of something else. Then you will say, oh, today I won't listen to the lecture. I'll just do something else. Then you will not take out notes. So that in this way, if you doubt yourself, you will not achieve your goal. So samshaya is another obstacle. Then is pramada. Pramada means carelessness, or we can say delusion. No desire to perform yoga at heart. Now pramada means, see, very small difference between sthana and pramada. Here also, he knows, Okay, pramad. Okay, very small difference. Pramad means you know what is good for you and you don't want to do it. You are very careless. You know you should not eat Chinese food or burger or pizza, huh? But you still eat it. Why? Because it is tasty. You want to eat it. So that is pramad. When you know that something is not good for you and still you do it, that is pramad. Because
And tamas guna is pramada. We
sorry.
are, tamas guna is pramadana. We already seen in Bhagavad Gita.
Yes, yes, perfect. Delusion. That's why it is called as delusion. So that is pramada. Then is alasya. Alasya is, we all know, laziness. We don't want to do. Aaj kare so kal kare so parso. Alasya is again because of tamaguna, laziness, dullness, all this pramada, tamaguna, dominance of tamaguna. Now, alasya is on chitta as well as physical level. Physical heaviness, the reason for not doing yoga. So alasya means you feel that your body is very heavy. Now I can't get up. I don't feel like getting up. I'm so, you know, I just don't feel like doing anything. That is alasya. Then is avirati. Avirati means non-abstention, inclination for worldly pleasures, lack of detachment. That means leading to void of vairagya. If you're attached to the things, to the worldly pleasures, to the objects around us, if you're attached to the worldly matter, the materialistic world, will you be able to attain vairagya? No. Because if you're attached to the materialistic objects, then what will happen? You will have desires. I want this, I want that. That is going to create karma fal, then karma share, and then the cycle of birth and death and rebirth. So it will take you far away from vairagya. So avirati, that means attachment to the worldly matters. That is again an obstacle, antaray. Then is Bhranti Darshan. Bhranti Darshan means false perception. It is again like Viparya. Instead of rope, we see a snake. So wrong knowledge or ignorance or false perception. That is Bhranti Darshan. Alabdha Bhumikatva. Failing to attain stages of practice. Alabdha. Alabdha means not obtaining. For example, you are trying to practice an asana, or maybe you're trying to, let's take this example. You're trying to learn Patanjali Yoga Sutra, but you're not able to remember them or recollect it. So, failing to attain a stage of practice, that is alabdha bhumikatva. You're practicing some asana or shuddhi kriya, but you're not able to attain that perfection, or you're not able to get that asana. That is alabdha bhumikatva. What is anavastitva? Anavastitva is maintain, inability to maintain. Now, you are able to get that perfect asana, but you're not able to stay in that posture. You get that asana and immediately it is gone. So, instability or inability to maintain that stage or state in yoga is called as anavastitva. You can also relate it to, like, for example, if you're meditating, okay, and you're able to control your senses, but at times you lose that control, so you're incapable of controlling the senses for a long time, or complete control on senses is not there. That is the inability to maintain the control. So that is anavastitva. So these are the 9 antaraya or obstacles. Can anyone tell me quickly what are the 9 antaraya or obstacles? Anyone? Yes, Sushri, Sadanandanji, Rameshji, Ramaballabji.
Ekmam, Vyadi, Sthana, Sanchay, Pramad, Alasya, Avirati, Bhrantidarshan, Alambabhovigatva, Anavasthidatva.
Very good. Very good, Sadanandanji. Very nice. So these are the 9 antaraya or obstacles that take you or hold you back in your progress. Now, out of these 9, some are on the physical level, some are on the mental level, and some are on the physical and mental level. Why we have bifurcated this? Because in exam, they do ask the question that out of these 9 antaray, which are on the physical level, शारीरिक स्तर पे कौन से हैं, which are on the चित्त और भावनात्मक और mental level, and which are on the physical and both mental level. So you should know that. So I've just put it at the table. Vyadhi, we know that it is on physical. I told you in the first sentence only. Vyadhi, here we are talking about the physical disease or physical vyadhi. Then on mental या चित्त के स्तर पर क्या है? स्त्यान, संशय, प्रमाद, अविरति, भ्रांति दर्शन. You have to learn this. And then on physical and mental, both the levels, आलस्य, अलब्ध भूमिकत्व and anavastitva. These 3 are on physical and mental level, both the levels. And now we know that all these antaray, they are either due to the dominance of Rajagun or Tamagun. Because if Sattva Gun is there, then there won't be any obstacles. And the journey will be very smooth. But because the Rajagun and Tamaguna, they crop up, they dominate us from time to time. That is why we face these obstacles. Now, very important topic. We know that these are the 9 obstacles. Now, which are the Vikshepa Sahabhuva that accompany the 9 obstacles? So, during the practice, we face these 9 obstacles. Now, Antaray. Along with these 9 Antaray or obstacles, we get 5 Vikshepa Sahabhuva free. So, it is an offer. 9 pe 5 obstacles free. So that is the scheme. Here, that is what Patanjali Rishi is telling. That there are 5 Vikshepa Sahabhuva which accompany the 9 obstacles. So which are they? Dukkha, Daurmanasya, Angameva Jayatva, Shvasa, Prashvasa, Vikshepa Sahabhuva. Dukkha, Daurmanasya, Angameva Jayatva, Shvasa, and Prashvasa. These are the 5 Vikshepa Sahabhuva. So in the exam, they ask the questions, very important. Put it in the sequence. Or out of these, which are Antaraya and which is Vikshepa Sahabhuva. So don't get confused. 9 Antaraya are different and these 5 are Vikshepa Sahabhuva. Now what are these? Let's understand this. Dukkha. Now, Dukkha, we know sorrow, pain, misery. Now, dukkha as per Sankhya is of 3 types: Adhibhautik, Adhyatmik, and Adhidaivik. What is Adhyatmik dukh? Adhyatmik dukh is the pain or the sorrow or the dukkha that is caused due to our mental and bodily or physical obstacles. For example, Kama, Krodh, Lobh, whatever Asuri Pravrutti, everything comes over here: lust, anger, greed, love. Or because of all these negative feelings that I have mentioned over here, because of these negative thoughts, what happens? We face the dukkha, which is called as adhyatmik dukkha. And this is caused due to our internal issues. So adhyatmik dukkha is caused because of our thoughts, whatever the way we are thinking. Because lust, anger, greed, love, attachment, dislike, everything is here in our mind. It is internal. So adhyatmik dukh is always because of internal issue. Adi bhautik dukh. Now adi bhautik dukh, bhautik, the pain that is caused because of the wild animals, insects. Someone, a dog bite, or someone has bitten you, a snake bit you, lion, leopard, snake. So that is called as adi bhautik, and they are caused due to the external things. So adhyatmik are caused due to the internal issues. Adi bhautik is caused due to the external things. Then is Adi daivik. Daivik. So pain caused by natural calamity. हम लोग बोलते हैं ना that if there is a drought or if there is tsunami, we say that the gods, they are very angry. So pain caused by natural calamities like excessive rain or drought or lightning, floods, fire, storm, they are Adidevik dukh. So these are the three types of dukh that are according to Sankhya. Now, what are the dukkha according to Patanjali Rishi? That will come later. When that comes, we will understand that. But here, remember, these three dukkhas are Sankhya, according to Sankhya. Then is Daurmanasya. Daurmanasya means mental agitation. Whenever we want something, okay, for example, we have given the NET exam and we are very hopeful that, okay, I'm going to pass. I'm going to clear it with good marks, flying colors. But when you see the result, oh, I I couldn't clear only with 2 marks. I lost it. So you really wanted to clear the NET exam, but you couldn't clear. So at that time, whatever is your mental state, that is called as Daurmanasya. So what happens? This distress, because of that mindset, what happened? Then you will say, I don't want to study. I will not appear for the exam. I don't feel there is a point in giving the exam. There must be some thing in the exam. I had given the paper properly. I had written the answers. I don't know what happened. So we, a disinterest, okay, is seen in our sadhana or practice. That is Daur Manasya. So for Daur Manasya, you have to remember that whatever are your desires, when they're not fulfilled, that is Daur Manasya. The state of mind at that time is Daur Manasya. Next is Angameva Jayatva. Now, Angameva Jayatva means tremor of the body. When your body starts trembling. Now, when does our body tremble? It could be due to the health issues. It could be due to improper lifestyle. Our lifestyle is not good. Sleeping very late at night, getting up late in the morning, not eating on time. So digestion issues. So all these things, they accumulate over that period of time. And its effect is seen on our body. So whenever we are doing something or trying to practice a asana or anything, our body, it starts trembling. We are not able to do it. So that is again an obstacle in the path of yoga. That is called as Angameva Jayatva, because when we are practicing yoga, your body, any asana, it needs to be still. Your breathing has to be controlled, relaxed breathing. But it is not there in this case. So that is called as Angameva Jayatva. Next is Shvasa Prashvasa. Shwas we know is inhalation. Prashwas we know is exhalation. But when we are very angry or when we are upset or very anxious, what happens? Our breathing, our inhalation and exhalation, its speed increases. At the same time, it becomes very deep. We start breathing like that. So irregular breathing. So improper inhalation and improper exhalation. That is also called as Vikshepa Sahabhuva. Now, so these are the 5 Vikshepa Sahabhuva. Can anyone quickly tell me which are the 5 Vikshepa Sahabhuva?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
दुख दौर्मन से अंग में जैत्व श्वास प्रश्वास.
Very good. So these are the Vikshepa. There are 9 Antaraya and 5 Vikshepa Sahabhuva. Now, how to make Chitta more powerful and remove the Chitta Vikshepa. Now, Patanjali Rishi told us that these are the Antaraya, these are the Chitta Vikshepa, these are the obstacles in the practice of yoga. Then Patanjali Rishi is telling us how to remove the obstacles. He is giving us a solution also. Tat pratikshe dhatam ekatatvabhyasa. So he is telling ekatatvabhyas, the practice or abhyas of ekatatva. So these Vikshepa Sahabhuva, they can be removed by the practice of ekatattva. Now what is this ekatattva? That we will learn in the next sutras. So what is this ekatattva abhyasa? So ekatattva abhyas, here now Patanjali Rishi again has given different, just like Shri Krishna had given Arjun different options. Follow this, if not this, then this, if not this, then that. Similarly, Patanjali Rishi has also given us lot of options. So first is Chitta Prasadan. What is Chitta Prasadan? Again, very important topic from exam point of view. Maitri Karuna Mudita Upekshanam Sukha Dukkha Punya Upudyanam Bhavanat Chitta Prasadanam. So, I have put it in a table. So, emotions applied to words and effect on Chitta. So, if someone, okay, your friend or someone you know, if that person is happy, Sukhi, then how should be your attitude towards that person? Your attitudes towards that person should be of Maitri or friendship. It is both ways. With whom should you do friendship, or whom should you be with? With a Sukhi person. Because see, we know that if you are with a happy person, then we are also very happy. We don't get any negative emotions. We are never low. So then our chitta is in harmony, it is in peace. There are no negative emotions in our mind. So Maitri किससे करना है? Sukhi से करना है. Friendship with a happy person. Then Karuna, that is compassion. With whom should you be compassionate? With a dukhi person, one who is suffering, one who is in misery. If you see someone who is in misery, now, for example, if we always give this example that if your friend clears the net, will you be happy for your friend, or you won't be happy for your friend? You'll be sad that, oh, she cleared and I didn't clear. How should be your thought process?
I'm happy for them and sad for us.
Yes. So you should be happy for them. Similarly, if your friend hasn't cleared the exam, then how should be your attitude towards that person? You have cleared, but your friend hasn't cleared. Will you go and just celebrate with her? Oh, I cleared, I cleared. No. Towards her, what will be your feeling?
I'm sad.
So you will show compassion that, oh, it's okay, next time study hard, you will clear. So you will have karuna or compassion towards a dukhi person or a sad person. And when that happens, what happens? Our chitta, developing compassion towards the suffering, prevents cruelty and hard-heartedness. So when we have such a feeling in our heart, when we are compassionate towards people who are dukhi or who are sad or suffering, then your heart will be very soft. You will be a very soft-hearted person. You will not be a cruel person or stone-hearted person, right? That means your chitta is a very nice chitta. Then mudita, Maitri, Karuna, mudita. Mudita means what? Joy, happiness. Now, whom would you show, or who for whom you'll be happy or positive? Punya. That means if someone or who is a virtuous person or a righteous person, for that person, how should be your thought process or emotions? You should be happy. For example, if someone has done something good, okay, then you will be happy for that person, because that person is doing something good. For example, someone has helped the poor people in need. And now it's raining a lot. It's raining, actually pouring in Pune. So there are a lot of people in need. Their houses are gone, or their houses are not in a good condition. So if someone is helping those poor people, what should I feel? I should be happy, mudita, joy. So if I'm happy, if someone is doing something good and I'm happy, that means I don't have jealousy in my mind. So I'm a sattvic person. So anyone who is doing good, for that person, in your mind, you should have the feeling of mudita, that is joy, or you should appreciate what that person is doing. Then is upeksha. Upeksha, with whom will you do upeksha? Upeksha means what? Indifference. Or it's like, okay, you don't care, you keep some distance from that person. From whom will you keep the distance? One who is non-virtuous or unrighteous, जो अपुण्य काम करते हैं, जो अच्छे काम नहीं करते हैं, we know that this person is not a good person. Okay, then what will you do? You will keep distance from him. You will be neutral. Your attitude towards that person will be of that of indifference. That is called as upeksha. Maintaining equanimity towards the non-virtuous prevents anger, hatred, and disturbance. So that is exactly what is told in this sutra. Maitri किससे करना है? The one who is happy. Then karuna for or compassion for the sad person or the one who is suffering. Mudita, punya, and upeksha for
Apunya.
people for apunya. So in exam they ask for match the following: Maitri, Sukh. So you have to join Maitri, Sukh, Karuna, Dukkha, Mudita, Punya, and Upeksha, Apunya. That's why I put it in this way so that it is easy for you. Maitri, Sukh, Karuna, Dukh, Mudita, Punya, and Upeksha, Apunya. So in this way you have to remember that. Then next sutra, another way. First is Chitta Prasadan. This is called as Chitta Prasadan. Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upeksha, Sukha, Dukkha, Punya, Punya, Vishanam, Chitta Prasadanam. This is one way of removing the Chitta Vikshepa Sahabhuva. Then Patanjali Rishi is telling us about another way of preventing Chitta Vikshepa. Prachardana Vidaranabhyam va pranasya. Prachardana, that means by exhalation. Vidaranabhyam, that means control. So when we exhale and then hold our breath, Bahya Kumbhak, when we are practicing pranayam, we at times we exhale and then hold our breath. So when we practice this, then we are able to control our mind. We are able to control the thought process, the negative thoughts. Our mind comes to a standstill, zero thoughts. यानी हम लोग बोल सकते हैं निर्विकल्प mind, zero thoughts. So this is another way of preventing chitta vikshepa. Then or destroying the obstacles. Then another way, Vishyavati va pravrutti utpanna manasah sthiti nibandhani. Patanjali Rishi is telling us the third way. What is the third method? That is the tendency that arises from the 5 objects. That is 5 subjects. That is tanmatra, the subtle objects. When you focus on these subtle objects, that is tanmatra, when you meditate on the tanmatras and you stabilize your mind is in control. What happens? Your mind, it calms down automatically. So that is the third way, third method. So focusing your mind on the tanmatra, that is Vishayavati. Vishayavati, Vishaya means the tanmatra. So when we focus or meditate on the tanmatra, then we are able to control our mind or make our mind stable or steady. This is the third way. Then the fourth, Vishoka va Jyotishmati. Vishoka. Shoka means sorrow, or we can say misery or dukkha. Vishoka. Vishoka means beyond all the sorrows. So in this, what happens? When the sattva quality is predominant in us, and the raja and tama guna, they are absent or they are very less, then it is called as a sorrowless state. Why? Because we know that the obstacles are because of raja and tama guna. And if raja and tama guna are not there, there won't be any unhappiness. Sattva guna. When sattva guna is dominant, how are we? We are in a nice, calm, serene, peaceful, blissful state. Because there is a lot of peace inside us. So Vishoka. Because sorrow arises only from raja and tama qualities. So if we don't have Raja and Tama quality and only Sattva quality or Guna is predominant, then we are able to control the Vikshepa Sahabhuva. So we need to increase the Sattva quality. Then another way, Vitaraga Vishayam Vachittam. Very, very beautiful sutra. Vitaraga. Raga means what? Raga does not mean anger or krodh. Raga here means desire. One who is free from desire. When the mind is meditating on such a person, a wise person, a Mahapurush, whose heart or who is free from all the desires, from all the attachment, his mind, his heart is pure. If you meditate on the heart of such a person, then you are able to get free from Vikshepa Sahabhuva. So what is another method? Patanjali Rishi has told us that meditate on the heart of any Mahapurush, any wise person. Meditate on his heart. Why? Because his heart is very pure. There are no desires in his heart. There is no attachment in his heart. It is absolutely pure. For example, Swami Vivekananda. So when you meditate on such a Mahapurush, then you can be free from Vikshepa Sahabhuva. Then one more, Swapna Nidra Jnana Alambanam Va. That means we all dream. So whatever we are seeing in the dream, at times we remember, at times we don't remember. So here Patanjali Rishi is saying that if at all we dream about something that is divine, something that is very good. For example, if we dream of some god or goddess, then what we need to do is, whatever god or goddess that we have dreamt of, we should keep thinking about it. We should keep meditating on it. And when we do that, then we will be able to be free from Vikshepa Sahabhuva. So whatever we see in the dream, if that in dream we see something divine, something good, like God, if we dream of God, any God, or anything divine, which is good for our spiritual progress, Bhagavan is saying that after we wake up, meditate on it. Keep thinking on that again and again. Be in that space only. That is another way of being free from Vikshepa Sahabhuva. Yathabhimadhyanadva. Now Bhagavan is saying, after telling all these options, Patanjali Rishi is saying, whichever option or on whatever object, it could be gross, it could be subtle, it could be any external object, or it could be any internal object. On whatever you can meditate on it. Whatever makes your mind stable, whichever path, whichever way makes your mind calm and stable, meditate on this. So how beautiful is that? He gave us so many options from 33 sutra, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 38, 39. 38. He gave us 7 options. And after that, he told us, see, choose one of these. If not, then meditate on anything which makes you feel calm, which makes your mind stable. That is also fine. That will also help you attain Samadhi, Vashikar, Sampradnyata Samadhi. So when we practice Ekatatvabhyas in this way, our mind is in complete control. So if we practice Ekatatvabhyas, if that means if we meditate on any of the ways or methods that Patanjali Rishi has told, or whatever we feel, as he told in the last sutra, that meditate on anything. So if we practice Ekatatvabhyas in this way, then what happens? What is the fruit of that? It is Vashikara Sampradnyata Samadhi. Yathabhimad Dhyanat Va. After that, Paramanu Paramahatattva Antah Asya Vashikara. So Paramanu means subtle. If we meditate on subtle objects, Paramahattatva, if we meditate on the gross object, on whatever you meditate, by practicing the methods mentioned above to make the mind peaceful, pure, stable, blissful, one can attain Vashikara, Sampradnyat, Samadhi. So there are so many options that Patanjali Rishi has given. That follow any of these options and still you will attain Vashikar Vairagya Samadhi. That is Sampradnyat Samadhi. Now we will stop. It's 9 o'clock.